Welcome back to Stephen A. Smith Show right here over the digital airwaves of YouTube. As promised, I'm going to get to your calls, and that's exactly what I'm going to do because I want to hear from some of you and your takes. So let's get right to it. Let's go to Danny in Wisconsin. You're live with Stephen A. What's up, Danny? How are you?
Good. How are you, Stephen?
Talk to me. What's up?
So I came here asking for some advice today. My professor says it's important to not only talk to successful people, but to those who are in a position where you want to be in life one day. With that being said, Stephen A., as a media personality who's been at the top of the game since I was born, honestly, what advice do you have for any young person looking to get into sports media?
Well, first of all, know sports. That's number one. Secondly, have a passion for it because all that glitters ain't gold. And so what you have to remember is that you might say you want to get into sports, but do you watch the games? Do you enjoy being around the games? Do you enjoy talking about the games? Do you view it as just a 9-to-5 job or something that you do when you have to do it as opposed to when you want to do it? All of those things come into play because you have to remember, particularly in the world of sports, you have to be a self-starter. Nobody's going to compel you but so much to do things that you don't want to do. If you don't have a passion for it, they can always replace you with somebody who does. And the key to success with everything, I always say the difference between a job and a career is a job is doing what you have to do to sustain or elevate your quality of life. A career is doing what you want to do. It just so happens to do the same things. And so it's incredibly important that you understand that because when you have a passion for what you're doing, you're not feeling as if you're working. And because you're not feeling as if you're working, you don't get tired as easy. And because you don't get as tired as easy, you end up having more energy than those who do feel like it's a job. And they're ultimately at a disadvantage. You have to remember that. To have a passion for what you're doing and to put forth that work and to do all the things required necessary in order to elevate your level of play in terms of what you're doing for a living. That's knowledge, that's research, that's paying attention, seeing what the conversation is, paying attention to who the audience is, what the audience wants to hear, what the audience wants to talk about, et cetera, et cetera. Every day that I come on and I do a show, I'm mindful of what the audience wants to hear. I might add nuggets of intel and information and perspectives and what have you that may surprise people from time to time. But for the most part, I'm attuned and in tune with what people want to talk about. And when I do that, that puts me at a decided advantage because I'm not ignoring what's in their heart. And they know that I'm here for them, not just myself. And that contributes to success as well. All right?
Awesome. Very well
Appreciate
said,
it.
Stephen.
Thanks
Thank
a lot,
you.
man. Take care.
I also want to thank you for the cars debate at Thanksgiving. It was a big hit.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. I got to go because I ain't going to keep you on the line. Take you. Bo, you're live in Mississippi. What's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, Stephen, how you doing?
Talk to me.
So the CFP came out yesterday, and what do you think about Missouri and Penn State being ranked over a Ole Miss team who beat LSU, who beat Missouri, and had a tougher strength of schedule?
I don't like it. I haven't been a fan of Penn State this year. I think Coach Franklin could do a better job. He doesn't win the big games, and I'm fond of him, but I don't like that. And I think the fact that you got a victory over LSU and you're in the SEC, which I think is the best conference in football, and how competitive that you've been, I definitely think that you deserve it over them. So I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much. Let's go to Devin in Florida. You're live with Stephen A. What's up, Devin?
Hey, Stephen A. First off, big fan, but just wanted to ask you, do you think the Houston Rockets are a real deal team this year?
I wouldn't say real deal. I wouldn't say real deal. I would tell you that I'm not surprised at all because Ime Udoka is a hell of a coach. This man could coach. As far as I'm concerned, he should have never been gone from the Boston Celtics job. One of the things that I did not bring up in my soliloquy about the whole Malika Andrews situation was the fact that Ime Udoka, this is a guy that I believe got screwed over in Boston. It was an HR issue. It should have never been publicized. It should have never came to light. You keep him or you fire him. But what you don't do is let all of that stuff leak out about him. Somebody tried to ruin his career. And I'm thankful that that did not happen and that he's on the sidelines right now taking a moribund franchise in the Houston Rockets and reminding them what a coach can do because he can coach his ass off. It is that simple. And when you look at these guys and Green and all of these other folks that they've got, Sugan and everybody else, they've got some talent on that squad. They need to be reined in. I love to pick up a Dylan Brooks. I love to pick up a Fred VanVleet. But most importantly, it starts with Ime Udoka. The fact that they got him, I think they're on the rise, but I don't think they have arrived. That's the difference. He'll need more time than one season. This ain't Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown with Al Horford and Robert Williams IV and Derek White and those boys he has at his disposal. And Marcus Smart at the time, by the way. This is a little bit different. It's going to take a little bit more time for him to do in Houston what he did in Boston. But I have no doubt he's going to pull it off.
Awesome. Appreciate your time, Stephen.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate you. Nathan, you're live with Stephen A. What's up, Nathan? How are you?
Doing well, Stephen A. Big fan.
Talk to me. What's up?
So I was watching the in-season tournament last night, and I was just curious to know, a lot of players you see are criticizing this new rule with the point differential, talking about sportsmanship. Yep. And, we saw the Celtics fouling Andre Drummond with 7 minutes left in the game. I was just wondering how you would view this rule in terms of if it's good for the game and in terms of sportsmanship. What's kind of your review on that?
I don't like it, but it's not about sportsmanship. The rules are in place for a reason. And the players are doing what they're doing because they're following the rules. If point differential plays a role in you ultimately being eligible for the in-season tournament from a playoff perspective, of course you're going to try to maximize that to your potential, to insulate yourself from being pushed out. So, of course, that comes with it. That's not about sportsmanship. That's about the rules, and everybody knows the rule compels you to do that. The flip side to it, however, is that it's a rule that in all likelihood needs to be eradicated. There is an upside, though. The upside is that I get to compete and I'm going forward at a high level. I'm putting my pedal to the metal. Why? Because if I do that, the likelihood is that it's going to allow me separation from my opposition. And if that's good, that means more energy, more fervor, and that's what you're looking for from the players. That's the reason the in-season tournament came into play to begin with. But I will say, however, is that taking into account sportsmanship, how that could potentially be perceived by somebody who's getting destroyed and damn near feeling like a mercy rule should be implemented, it could cause problems. So I think it's something that the league will ultimately get rid of, but I don't think that we should crucify or criticize the league but so much, because you got to remember, they're just trying something new. This is the first year of the in-season tournament. Things will be modified, modifications will take place, and changes will be made, and you'll go from there. And I think that's all you need to look at it as.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time.
Take it easy. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.